Today is the first rest day at the Tata Steel Masters. Anish Giri has been having a great tournament. He's leading the tournament along with Nodirbe Kapilsatro. Anish Giri defeated Gukesh and Magnus Carlsen. And in the other two games against Caruana and Pangsudlu, he drew with the black pieces. So let us have a look at each of his games and especially the two wins to see how easily Anish Giri has been performing well at the Tata Steel Masters. In the first round, Anish Giri was facing Fabiano Caruana, and he made a draw pretty easily. In this position, it was a Reti opening, and in this position, he played knight d4. Basically, a pawn sacrifice. Takes. You can't take the pawn directly because queen hangs. So Fabiano moved the queen. Now, how do you defend this pawn? Bishop c5 wouldn't do much, right? It would exchange of the nice bishop. So he goes knight c5. And now the point is after knight takes, he takes on a4. And now after queen a2, material is equal. He finds a way to simplify this easily. He plays knight into b2. And after queen takes b2, just bishop f6. Actually, pawn a4 was a good try to win here for Anish, but he didn't see it. He played bishop f6 and gets back the piece. Takes, and the piece gets taken back. And in a few moves, they agreed to it. Rook c6, defending the bishop. Even though white has a couple of pawns in the center, black's pass pawn is enough to hold the draw. Queen a4, queen c3. And after rook b1, h6, queen to b4, they agreed to a draw because after the queen exchange, there is not much to play for either side. The second round was a masterpiece by Anish Giri. It was against Gukesh. Gukesh faced Anish Giri's wrath today. Anish played a quiet rook c2, a very nice opening maneuver. Bishop d7, a rook lift, and now rook e2. He is quietly moving his rook to the e file. Now, after bishop c6, queen c2 defending the knight again, bishop b6 attacking the d4 pawn, Anish played rook e1, giving away the d4 pawn. But Gukesh played king h8, realizing there is some danger, but he did not play the best move. The best move was bishop d5 to hold on. And now this is where Anish Giri sacrifices the knight. Three piece. And now sacrifices a rook. Two pieces sacrificed, a knight and a rook. The point being, he is winning the queen back. If the queen moves away, knight g5 and the position is just crushing. So Gukesh gave up the queen, but then after bishop takes, he played queen f5. It is still completely winning. It's a queen against two rooks and a bishop. But the bishop's hanging and queen h3 is a threat. So bishop e4 giving back the piece and then rook takes back. Now it is queen against two rooks, but material is not the problem. White just needs one check on the h file. And Anish plays queen f3, threatening queen h3. And after g4, he played queen check. And it's all over because bishop f5 check, king h6, and Anish calmly plays bishop c2. Here Gukesh resigns because the threats are too much. The rook can't develop, the knight can't develop, and queen f5, queen g6 is coming very quickly. This was absolutely brilliant. In the third round, Anish drew against Maksudlu. He had no problems against Maksudlu's Joko Piano opening. After a few moves, he exchanged off a lot of pieces, and right now another exchange is possible, but Anish goes for the check. King moves, knight e4. And here they agreed to a draw. If anything, black has the better pawn structure, and the e pawn is a target. But white can defend it with rook f1 attacking the f pawn, and now rook d7 and rook f5. So they did not see any possibility of win, and they just drew. But the cherry on the cake so far for Anish Giri in this tournament was his round 4 game against the world champion. Anish Giri defeated Magnus Carlsen. Actually, this was after 23 moves. Anish has just played b4. The correct move for Magnus was knight e5 and then take with the knight. But he immediately took with the rook. The problem with that is there is too many loose pieces and there's a pin. And white just opened up the position and his two bishops won the game for Anish. So Anish played bishop d5. This is the problem. Now the knight's hanging. So Magnus saves the knight. But then takes, bishop a3. Already the position is horrible. The pieces are just too strong. The two bishops, monsters. So Anish just opened up the position when Magnus took on d7. And that was it. That was enough for him to win the game. King e7 takes. Knight e6 attacking the bishop, bishop goes back. Pawn a5, Magnus trying to develop the rook without allowing any threats on the diagonal. So bishop takes, rook c8. It was like a peace offering. You take my pawn, let me develop quickly. But the problem is knight a5 and the pressure is still on Magnus. Knight b6 was there at knight c4. And now rook c1 pinning the knight. This is a deadly pin. Bishop e5 and bishop check, king moves, and here Anish played a clinical move, knight c5. Just keeping all the pressure in the position. Point is, knight takes was played and rook takes back. The position is still absolutely winning for Anish. The two bishops and along with the pass pawn. And things ended very quickly for Magnus because he played rook c7. And now bishop a5 is just forcing. Bishop b6 wins the piece. So Magnus resigned here. So this has been Anish's tournament so far. He's on 3 points out of 4 with 2 wins and 2 draws. Will 2023 be Anish Giri's year? Let us wait and see.